climbed this far to give you a voice in what's going on, from news, reviews, politics and the economy, sports, and even entertainment. Join us weekdays, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on VOP TV. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Oh, what a beautiful day it is, and we really are excited to be here this morning. It is a beautiful Wednesday morning, and from all of us right here at VOP TV, we want to wish you the best of the day, and we hope that today becomes one that you want to look back and say, yes, it was indeed a beautiful day. My name is David Edwin. What a beautiful time to be alive, and yes, today we definitely have so much to serve you. Breakfast, yes, breakfast, and I mean information, literally, is what we are here to serve you. It is VOP this morning, and I am not alone. The very amazing Fina is here. A very good morning to you, Fina.
Good morning, Moses. Good morning, David. I actually, don't let me say what I want to say, but also I have to say something. I was about calling you Moses.
Moses should be joining us in a bit.
I think the way the things are going now, Nigerians actually need the Moses that will pull them, from...
Not the VOP Moses.
And I don't know, but maybe we have to ask them if they are going to have a collaboration on
that. We definitely will have to.
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning to everyone listening to us this morning. It's still VOP this morning.
All right, so, Fina, what's on your mind, quickly?
The only thing on my mind this morning is the raid at Quacher. A lot of people or a lot of organizations...
Nigerians, you mean?
Nigerians, yes. Well, I live in Nigeria, I'm talking about another place. Oh, but in Nigeria, we day. In Nigeria, now we day.
No. Okay.
The way every other entity are moving into protest. Like we know how it started from Niger State, where women came out to say, we no go grill because hunger don't they borrow so many things, even them even food chop. Now it was like maybe they were just joking. That was the first trail of this the recent protest, and before you know this happening, it moved down to Kano State, where people are also protesting over the high cost of living. And now it's like it's already here with us in Lagos, because we also heard about the protest that happened yesterday. I think at the OMSE also were protesting, and another thing again is, if you check why these people are protesting, they have different reasons. Women in the River State were of the opinion that the heat is too much. Their husbands are no longer doing anything, based on the Zaoza room for the night. Yes, Zao is a very important one. And all the same, a lot of people actually have been protesting. And I think just a few days ago, there was a statement that came out by one of the one of the elder statesmen in Nigeria saying, it's like only the Westerns and the Northerners are the ones doing the protest. What is happening in the Southeast? Why are they not part of the protest?
That looks, there's something that came to my head now.
Okay, what could that be?
And that particularly is when, there was trouble in the land, and somewhere around Goshen, there is no trouble. Is that what's happening in the Southeast?
I don't know, because now let's check it out. Some people are like, why is there some people are just staying there, they're not doing anything? And you can also some boys coming out to make it maybe like they're just being a bit sarcastic about the whole thing, saying why should they protest? The president is doing something nice. On his mandate, they shall stand.
Emphasis on the word sarcastic.
But anyway,
all right, let's just get to it almost immediately. Fina, what are we talking about today?
Yes, we have important thing to look at today, and this says that the state of the nation, Senate to probe Buhari, MFLA, over 30 trillion naira ways and means. Wow. Very,
very interesting. And also, it's World International Mother Language Day, and we'll be talking about it. And what we'll be talking about is it's International Mother Language Day. Can you speak your mother language? Some persons will say some mother tongue.
Can you do that?
You'll find out when we start almost immediately. These are the stories in our radar this morning. But before we get into the discussion, we encourage you to click on the subscribe button and subscribe to our page. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV, and on all the social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. Now, first off, we'll be heading into the papers, the front pages of the national dailies this morning, and we definitely would be getting into it, and of course talking about it today. In the studio already, we'll have with us Mr. Lawal Kodayo, who is an educationist and a public affairs commentator. But of course, we will be having some other persons even after now. But before then, let's quickly take this very short break. When we return, VOP this morning will be up next. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. It is still VOP this morning, and we definitely will be diving straight into the national dailies. And I can assure you for free that, yes, we're not alone. At this point, we need to reintroduce our guests who are in the studio with us already. And I'm talking about Mr. Lawal Kodayo, who is an educationist and a public affairs commentator, including a farmer. A very good morning to you, Mr. Lawal.
Good morning.
Okay, you are really smiling like Nigeria is right now doing you well. But we'll get to that, we'll get to that. Okay.
I'm hopeful.
Okay.
Very hopeful, right?
Very, very hopeful.
All right, still with us as well is Dr. Olawale, who is a medical doctor and, of course, a public affairs commentator. Dr. Olawale, very good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, if you're ready, we're ready. Let's just dive into the national dailies. Now, I'm going to be starting off with the Punch newspaper, where the banner headline here reads, Senate to probe Buhari's government and Emefiele over 30 trillion naira CBN loans. And the subrider here says, Senate links food security crisis to reckless ways and means loans under Buhari's cabinet. Another writer here says a panel to investigate CBN's 10 trillion naira anchor borrower scheme and $2.4 billion forex fraud, amongst others. Those are about the banner headline of the Punch newspaper today. Above the nameplate, you also find a headline that's quite interesting on state police. Governor to appoint police commissioners bill. List conditions for CP's sacking. And then the subrider there also says commissioner of police, that's a CP, can't be removed without PSC. Assembly's approval. Okay. Also above the nameplate there you find Oyebanji Hills Punch, solid journalistic excellence at 50. Also you find a pictorial here. This seems a bit quite interesting, where motorists lament poor drainage as flood, submerges Lagos Road. You have that picture there. The rain that did came down yesterday, and was it yesterday or the day before?
It was yesterday morning.
Okay, yesterday morning. I'm acting so out of Lagos already. All right, you down below there, you also find another headline that states federal government blames opposition for food crisis, uncovers 32 smuggling routes. That's an interesting part there as well. Also another headline there, zookeeper killed while trying to rescue woman from lion. Now this is coming from Nasu's Cheer. And then the final headline here, right here at the front page of the Punch newspaper is federal government seeks $10 billion to stabilize exchange rates as Naira tumbles. These are the headlines right there on at the front page of the Punch newspaper. I'm going to just start with Mr. Lawal very quickly. Which of this would you want to react to? I mean, the headlines of the Punch newspaper.
The caption, that big caption, that says that the government wants to begin to probe Buhari's
Senate to probe.
Yeah, which is a very, very good head start. If you have a present government probing the past government, it's very good.
But I don't mean to cut you short, Mr. Lawal, but actually we have to look into that part.
Yeah, that's like our first major topic today, so we'll definitely be diving into
that.
that.
The second one I want to respond to is the one below that says opposition is blamed for food crisis. I mean, that sounds very, very irresponsible.
How do you mean?
The oppositions are not in government. You are the one in government. You are the one controlling police, controlling every other thing. So which force did the opposition use to suppress your own and control food prices? That's funny. You get what I'm saying? It's funny. The opposition, that means your government is not popular. If the farmers are now opposing the government, because the farmers are the one planting and they are the ones selling. So are they the opposition? You get, it sounds irresponsible.
Okay, I'm going to come to you, Dr. Olawale. At this point, you saw the headlines. Which at this point would you want to react to, basically?
Yeah, reacting to the sad incident that happened at the University of Ibadan Zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Where the zookeeper was killed. The news actually was that he was actually killed when trying to feed the lion. But now there's another news coming out that he was trying to protect one of the female rescue a woman. And the question is this: why will you feed a lion in an open space? There's a way even if you are protecting, you are guiding something, you are petting something, a wild animal like that. There's the way you feed them. You don't feed them in an open space just to put your life at risk. Now, what is the hazard allowance for this kind of job you are doing? And is the hazard allowance, is it enough for this kind of havoc that has cost this man that died? So for feeding that kind of lion, it's so sad. When I read the news, I felt that they shouldn't have exposed themselves into that kind of that wild space. Instead, there's a way you can feed a lion. Probably put them over something, just open the space, put the food there, close the space and everything. A wild animal is still going to be a wild animal. Even if you pet him from bed till tomorrow, it's still going to be a wild animal. The other thing about the flood incident, that is what they've been saying. What is the preparations of the citizens towards this rainy season coming? No, because all the drainage system were blocked all through before this rainy season, because nobody expected that rain to come yesterday. So a lot of the drainage system has been blocked. Thank God for the initiative of this banning this foil, this styrofoam foil. The drainage system have been blocked. When it started dry for rain, they start pouring dirt inside. Now this is the result of when the drainage system is blocked. When the rain, and a little rainfall, the rainfall was 1 hour 30 minutes, and you can see the amount of flood around Alimosho area. We need to do well as citizens. The government also needs to do well also, but as citizens, we need to be very, very cautious of our environment. How we throw away dirt, how we keep our environment, because we are going to be the one at the receiving end.
True.
That's what I have to say.
There was also an undertone that says the reason for that flood actually is not all about the drainage is being blocked. Some people were actually pointing hand to the government for not having a proper planning for that particular area, saying that some of the buildings were built in a place where they are not supposed to be. And you know, most of them were like, they did the building, and the government actually sold the land to some of them, giving them certificate of ownership, and they go ahead to do the building. So when people were like, no, we shouldn't blame the people for this one, have to blame the government for that because they did not do what they're supposed to do.
I'm always very, 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 very important about also as citizens, we should take our responsibilities and our blame also. The government will not do everything for you. Fine, the government shouldn't have approved that kind of building in that kind of area. Now, the Lagos State Government Building Agency have been trying to destroy illegal buildings, demolish illegal buildings and everything, which is a good one. But the first question is this: apart from building in a space where there is meant to be drainage system, people, we ourselves, are also blocking the little drainage system we have. We are pouring dirt into it. I have a drainage system very close to my house, and each time I go through that area and I see the amount of dirt being packed in the area, and I shake my head, because when rain starts, when flood starts, we will be the one at the receiving end.
All right, let's just dive into another paper. Fina, you want to help us with that now, so that we...
All right, I'll have to look at the Guardian newspaper, and the banner headline says, Confucian as Naira crisis defies intervention and fuels inflation. You can get that on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And we have a pictorial. This also is about the flooding that happened in Lagos. Say the submerged communities and flooded roads in part of Lagos after the heavy downpour yesterday. This is just day one of the rainfall in this new year 2024. Imagine what will happen when the day 2 or day 3 happen. Okay, another headline says that 4 in every 10 Nigerians are in debt. 4 in every 10 Nigerians are in debt. Bills for state police passes second reading in House of Representatives. And another headline says that investors they lose 2.6 trillion naira in 2 days amid low confidence. We have another headline: Falana insists on price control as Shetima blames saboteurs for food crisis. Marketers seek state of emergency on refineries. You can get that on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. And we have another story that says that Senate queries a 30 trillion naira facility for Buhari and others. Senate queries a 30 trillion naira facility for Buhari and others. Okay, the last but not the least, Neymar, 151 houses affected by downpour in Lagos. That's actually the street headline. 151 houses affected by downpour. Those are the headlines that on Guardian newspaper today. I would like you to react to it. Doctor, I see the way you're looking at the keen way you're looking at the headlines.
I think the thing I have to say about the second reading being passed for state policing.
Okay.
We've been talking about this state policing for over many years now, and now they are just passing the second reading. The thing is about it is that the security of the nation is not they are not taking it serious. Assuming it is another thing now, they want to distribute funds among themselves, or how to distribute revenue among the senators, it will have passed it since. Now, state policing, we've been talking about state policing, even analysts here have been talking about the importance of state policing in Nigeria, and now they still passing the second reading. We know it might not even get to anywhere. So we need to, and with the rate at which kidnapping is going now, we need state policing. Nobody needs to come out and say we don't need state policing, because state and community policing now. Because if your community, the community where you have, when they recruit police officers or security agencies, they know the hideout of every place. They know almost everybody in the community. So anything that happens in the community, they can easily go and fetch the person. Oh, you are the one that did this one. Now, compared to just the normal police officers that in the federal government, they just push them to one state. They don't really understand the community. Anything happens, it happens like that. So I think...
Now interestingly, I would like you to hold you on that. At this point, right, more like you are agreeing to the fact that state policing is the way to go to curb security and all of that. But can the governors be able to pay for whoever they mark and recruit at this point? Because you know very well that some state governors at this point are yet to even pay the wage award. So
even the minimum wage too. Some of them are not even paying.
One thing about governors in Nigeria is that they don't prioritize a lot of things. They spend more money on frivolities, like unnecessary things. What are the major things for you to prioritize as a state or government or a federal government? security, health, shelter. Most three basic things that when you give it to people, they are happy. When people are secured, when they have a proper healthcare system, and education also very, very important too. All those areas are major areas. But if you go and check the budgets allocated to these areas, they are very, very low compared to other places. Even the monument for securities are even being diverted into personal things. So if the federal government or the state government face squarely that, okay, we are going to make sure that security is one of our top priority in this administration, they will be able to. I'm 100% sure that they can fund state police.
All right, Mr. Lawal, I'd like to get a reaction on that as well. A lot of states have not even been able to pay the wage award. So state police, does it look like something feasible?
My headache with the Nigerian government is that they always like this fire brigade approach. You know, fire brigade approach, fire is burning, that is when you rush to that place. Fire is not burning, you don't go to that place. When you say state police, see, the way they are going with this state police is going to create more problem.
How do you mean?
I'm telling you, when you say state police, you don't just dabble into state police. Like he said, there must be the way they will be emulated. There must be the way the police will be controlled. There must be a way in which the governors of the state will not influence that police force too much. So now, when you say state police, it's divided into three. Policing of a country. You have the federal itself must maintain its own police force. You get its police system. The state will have their own state police. Then the local government will have their own police. Now, when you do all that, each one will now be, separated from the actual government of that area, so that the government will not be using it against its opposition. Good. Then, before you now begin to say you want to pass the bill of state police, there's one thing you need to do first. That's why I said they are going to create problem. You will see. Which is? With this thing, when they finish passing, it's going to generate more problem from the one we already have.
Take us through it. What exactly do you mean by that?
The first thing is resource control. The state police and the resource control of the state and local government must go together. There must be autonomy of the local government. You get?
There is presently.
No, their money still go through the state. Now, there must be resource control. When there's resource control, that is when the government of each area will now decide how they want to emulate their police system. That is when it can now work. Let me give you a good example. Lagos State now is generating, we have congestion of people in Lagos State. I'm not saying Lagos State is congested. I'm saying we have concentration of people in Lagos State compared to a state like Katsina. You get? So if you don't have resource control, there will still be a problem, because if the Lagos State, whatever is generated in Lagos State is taken to the federal, you now share it to Katsina. Now Lagos will not have enough police. You get? The governors will not be able to employ enough police to manage the vast population compared to Katsina that has very few people. You get? What I'm saying, that the number of the population there is not as much as Lagos. So you now see that Katsina will stand well. Lagos will be having issue. But if you have resource control going along with it, each one will now decide, okay, in Lagos we will have large population. I have enough resources. Then I can, take care of maybe 100,000 police in Lagos State. Katsina will say, I don't generate enough resources. I can, have just small number of people employed as police, because in Katsina you can have so much land that if you have so much police, they will not be doing anything. You get?
So in other words, you're saying that resource control
must go along with it. What you see, I am saying state police. I expected to hear dissolution of police, not state police. When you say dissolution of police, you now have federal police, how will the federal police stand and how will it operate? How will the state police stand? How will it operate? How will the local government police stand? How will it operate? All of the three must go along, not for you to just say, we'll pass a bill on state police.
I guess they're actually working on that. The House is working on that. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're taking their time to do the processing
All right.
and passing of the bills.
Okay, well, that's about how time would permit us on the newspaper review this morning. And we do believe that you've gotten one or two informations, particularly from the national dailies. But we would urge you to try as much as you can to go get some of these dailies. They might just not cost an arm or a leg, so you would be totally informed. But of course, that's why we're also here as well, to serve you all of this information like you really would love it. All right, Fina, let's just dive into it. Well, we just would be taking this quick break. When we return, definitely we'll be letting you into what we'll be talking about this morning.
And that is that the Senate has actually said that they are going to probe Buhari and Mefele over 30 trillion naira ways and means. Okay, details and more when we come back after this quick break.